Our next feature may be something unusual in this part of the world. That's what Yusuf Duro-Dola represents. He walked the Wire Road in Lagos with his art with a message for his audience. It's a long walk from Pt.3 in Iwaya, Lagos, but contemporary artist Yusuf Duro-Dola is not afraid to try it. He's not stranger to playing his trade on the streets.
The title of that performance is Akudaya, and Akudaya is borrowed from Yoruba methodology and Yoruba belief. So it's something about untimely death. So you move from one place, then you shift to another place to continue your life, your peaceful life. This is not all about role because it's not performing, so this is performance. I have the co-performers with me, like 6 people. If you look at that performance, you see the 6 people performed with me. So there, we are all object of performance at that time. Performance is when you use your body as part of the materials in the creation of a visual work. So in that work, in the piece, you discover that we have some objects that we also attach to the body. So in there, we use calabash, we use mud, and the mud is to represent that this is a human body, right? Now, in that performance, we are looking at 2 bodies. The body in form of the human life, and the other one is the lifeless body, which the human being we created, right? So in that one, we look at the object that we created by ourselves. The only difference between that object and us is because there is no life in them, but we have life.
His art is similar to his colleague, who are part of the several performances artists using embellishment like installations, costume and makeup to tell their stories. The message he has for his curious audience this time is for them to preserve the environment. So the issue of the environment is coming up again and again. Preserve the environment, do good to the environment, and it will yield goods to you.
Akudaya, as a performance, addresses the issue of pollution within our community, and our work station is actually situated in a space where people have no respect for their space, for their community, in terms of the way they dispose their trash and waste. And for us, we think that the message was a very, very strong one, you know, because we have the canal that connects Shomolu, Bariga, Akoka, and all of that, and the end point of that canal with the linkage to the lagoon, it's actually down here, and then everything they have used and put on the canal from Shomolu, Bariga, Akoka, you know, all of these places, far places, still comes down to this place, and it affects a lot of people here. It affects their stilt, it affects the bridges, it affects a lot of things. And for us, we think that it is important as human beings for us to have respect for our environment, so that our environment can actually enrich our living as well.
Painting with green, scraps tag along with him, but there's a bigger picture to appeal through the visual senses of the viewers and let them realize what happens when pollution becomes too rampant.
You see a lot of things, the plastic, all of them. You see people dropping it, even the learned one, you know, we all engage in these. I engage in it, but I need to stop, because when I discover that this is so trash, this is sickening, so I need to stop. And if I get something, maybe and sweet or something else, biscuits, I have to keep the wrappers. So when you now look at the performance, we pick a lot of things, and those are the words that the Akudaya gathered together. Some of those things that we pick from here, actually all of them are not generated from here. Some from erosion, move from wind, move to this side. But the funniest thing about this is even the people that are living in this space, they are also engaged in the same process. Even when they knew that this is the result, is affecting them negatively, they also engage, continue doing it. To the city, we need to care about our environment. Our environment is our landlord. Now, when you maltreat your landlord, you know the results. So we are just maltreating the landlord, and we need to stop that. So we need to change our orientation. That is the way we are dealing with each one another.
According to him, Mother Earth needs to be handled with care because survival depends on how we treat the environment. It's time to reduce, reuse, and recycle, and listen to her voice crying, "Show me your love." What an interesting way to describe preservation of the environment. The clay he pours on this set of artists are an indication or represents a metaphor that talks about the earth and how it has been polluted, how it's been abused by simple acts of indiscriminate dumping, indiscriminate use, and indiscriminately generating tons of waste. Mother Earth isn't happy with our footprints. We learned early in science about the ecosystem, how one member's action and response is contingent on the other. It's really time to start a citizens' army in our counties, our estates, our homes, and everywhere indeed. The habit of being more friendly to our environment is the key focus. Be mindful of your scale of waste generation, and when you do, be nice and disciplined enough to trash appropriately. Together, we can make the environment greener and safer. Thanks for joining us. See you again next week. Bye for now.